3 quick tips to increase your online visibility. If you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're someone that's looking at starting your first channel, whether it's YouTube or a podcast, these 3 quick tips will help you get more visibility from your ideal customers and get more content going. We're going to get right into it. This is our Quick Tips Tuesday. Okay, so I've learned a few things after 8 years of being a digital agency owner, and also from having the privilege of being in masterminds with people like Russel, Brunson and Larsen, some of the best internet marketing minds in the world. And many of them say the same thing, and I've distilled them down into these 3 quick tips that are going to help you get more visibility online for whatever project you're trying to do. So I've reduced them down to these 3 C's. Whichever the appropriate way. These 3 C's. Number 1, we're going to talk about commit. Commit to creating content. Now, for a lot of people, this is one of the hardest things to do. You may have seen a video or read a blog post or seen someone post about creating content was going to help your business, or it was going to help your brand expand, or it was going to do some magic thing for you that was going to make your business happen. And then you try a Facebook Live or 2, or you do a couple of posts on Instagram or Facebook, and maybe you tried a video or 2 and posted it on YouTube, and your business didn't explode. And the next thing you do, you're thinking, oh man, this isn't really for me. And I know, because I've been in that exact same boat. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I was like, I need to start a YouTube channel. I want to start helping people that I wasn't able to help with my agency, or they couldn't afford my prices, but they always asked me a lot of questions. And I thought, and I went back and forth, and I said, okay, finally, I'm going to do a content channel. Now, the problem is I didn't fully commit. I didn't make that decision to actually start creating content and doing it consistently. So I did a few videos here and there, and you can see in my history of my channel some older videos that I did, and I just didn't really stick to it. And the problem that I had was I started focusing on everything else. First of all, I'd get let down if one of my videos didn't go viral and get like 10,000 views on the first try. Guess what? It's not going to happen. Not in your first, even maybe 50 or 100 videos. And then the second thing I did was I got bogged down, and I've seen so many friends do this as well. I got bogged down on the equipment and the right microphone, the right lighting, and how if I adjusted things. And you see my studio right now. It looks pretty cool, actually, I think. What I did was I spent, I think, 3 or 4 months building a studio in my basement. You'll see some of my older videos, and I have basement shots down there. And I had this camera that I was using, this Fuji X-T2. What ended up happening just in the last year is that my Fuji camera broke down a little bit. The microphone jack wasn't working. And the basement kind of smells a little moldy lately, and I think it's causing me to have allergies. So I'm not even working down there. And I spent all that time doing it that I could have spent just doing weekly content and practicing and learning my craft a little bit better. So I know a lot of you are going to get caught up on doing things like the exact right camera. Right now, I'm on my iPhone camera. I did learn a little bit about lighting. I bought some things, but I also could have learned while doing it. And I've actually learned, I think, even a lot more just by starting and doing and seeing what was actually going to happen. I didn't have to worry about a teleprompter. I didn't have to worry about how I was going to do every edits beforehand. Just start doing content and commit to it. And doing that commitment of once a week, twice a week, whatever you're going to do, twice a month, it doesn't matter. But the commitment being there that you are now a content creator is probably one of the best things that I can recommend up front. So if you're deciding right now that you're going to commit, post below in our comment section and say, I commit. And because of that, you're going to create some public accountability, and maybe no one's even going to no one's even going to see it in your realm, or the people viewing your channel or your content pieces. But by doing that, you're stating something publicly. So go ahead and comment below if you like, or go to your Facebook and say you're going to do it. Tell your wife, tell your husband, whoever you're going to do, commit to it and make it a little bit public. Now for the second C, we're going to talk about create your ideal customer avatar. There's a couple C's in there, but regardless, it is targeting your ideal customer. Now, what I mean by that, if you're creating content that solves problems for your ideal customer, your ideal avatar, you're gonna increase your online visibility. Can you focus on what their biggest problems are? What are the solutions that you can help them with? And how is that going to be something that you can put into your content on a consistent basis? Now, as I mentioned, I was an agency owner for the last 8 years, and I still am. And I've heard hundreds of problems from all of these business owners, entrepreneurs, and friends in the business. So for me, it was kind of putting together a channel that could help those people along the way, answer some questions for them very quickly and effectively, and give them a place that I could send all of these people who had the same questions to on my channel. So for me, my customer avatar is small business owners and also digital entrepreneurs just like myself that are trying to get going in the journey and maybe didn't have an agency to start with and didn't know that how to do certain things that my team has learned along the way. I also had a local small business radio show for a couple of years. So I learned a lot by doing that as well and having, I think we had 3 or 4 different businesses on every single week for a couple of years. So I'm still learning myself about how to go about putting out content that is going to benefit and bring value, answer problems, create solutions for those people that I want to serve the most. So if you can create content that's going to solve some problems for your ideal customer, and commit to doing it on a regular basis, you're going to start winning and you're going to start seeing responses by the content or the problems that you helped solve that made the most impact, because they're going to watch those videos, they're going to share them, they're going to comment, like, and subscribe from those videos. And now that I'm thinking about it, let me know of any problems that you'd like to see a solution video about that the knowledge and the background I just gave you might be able to help you. Post below, let me know, and I'll make a video about that in the future. And now for the third C, capturing your journey. A lot of people say document the journey as well. And what do we mean by that? A lot of times when you're first starting out, like I have, and a lot of my friends who are entrepreneurs have been doing, is that you think I got to create all of this masterful content that is going to make me look like an expert in my field. While that's true to a degree, that you should be answering some questions that help people along the way, the other thing that people really want to see is, what is your journey like? I'm not perfect. I want to be posting videos about how I created the studio for 3 months and then I'm not even using it. I'm using this other room, and the trials and tribulations I've had along the way of just starting my channel. These are the type of things that actually help people to do the know, like, and trust you. And what is that? That's what people want to get to know before they want to make a purchase decision anyways. And so when I've had trouble trying to come up with topics or expert topics that I want to talk about and try to put myself out as an expert, I should just be documenting my journey along the way, talking about the things that are my problems for that day or my victories that I've had along the way. And these are also the things, because of the audience that I'm focusing on, they can relate to. They can get some ideas about what they can do to avoid the problem I had, or maybe the solution that I use can work for them as well. But the important thing is I'm creating content. I'm using my journey along the way of picking the right microphones or lighting or whatever it could be that your particular channel is geared towards. And I'm letting people know see that vulnerability, that I'm not perfect and that I'm still trying to figure it out along the way too. So those are my 3 C's, and they're very basic, but they're also one of those things that I've heard other people say over and over again. And if you can commit the first C, that you can also create your ideal customer avatar and know the problems and solutions that you're solving for them. And then 3, just capture your journey along the way. Document those things along the way that are gonna help others, and also let them know a little bit more about you personally, get to know, like, and trust you. Now, I mentioned that some of these things have been talked about a lot from people like Russel Brunson and Steve Larsen. I'm actually posting a link to one of the previous videos I did about getting stood up by Steve Larsen for an interview that I had scheduled with him. That's an important part of documenting my journey, and I was all excited, and I set up a studio so that I could interview this person and did all of this stuff. And at the end of the day, it didn't work out and pan out, but I learned so much about that. So check out one of my other videos called How I Got Stood Up by Steve Larsen, and I'll post a link below. Also, I'm going to be launching my personal business website soon. So it's like a personal brand hub page. And I'm really excited about that. It's been a work in progress for the last couple of months. And as soon as it's launched, I'm going to be posting the link below for that as well. So look for that. when you're viewing this video. So that's my Quick Tips Tuesday for this week, how to get more online visibility for your brand or business. Please like or subscribe. If you got something from this, leave a comment about something you'd like to see or something I could do better on this channel. And in the meantime, you have a great one, and we'll see you next time. Take care.